Hello World Strange But True Sundays. In 1915, the small town of Windford was rocked by a chilling event that no one could explain. It was a quiet town where life moved at a slower pace, and nothing much ever happened until the day of Essie Johnson's funeral. Essie had passed away after a brief illness. Her family, grief-stricken, had made all the necessary arrangements, and the entire town gathered to pay their last respects. The somber mood settled over the congregation as her coffin was lowered into the grave. However, something, or rather, someone was missing. Essie's sister, Clara, was running late. Known for being somewhat of a dramatic figure, Clara rushed to the gravesite, visibly distressed. She arrived just as the coffin was about to be buried. Gasping for breath, she begged the pallbearers to stop. "I need to see her one last time," Clara pleaded, her voice filled with desperation. The crowd watched with uneasy curiosity as Clara demanded that the coffin be raised again, though it was an unusual request. The grieving family hesitated before finally agreeing. Slowly, the wooden coffin was hoisted back up, and the lid was carefully removed to reveal Essie's peaceful face. The crowd stood silent. Clara leaned over to kiss her sister's forehead, tears streaming down her face. A collective breath held in anticipation of what would happen next. But as her lips touched Essie's cold skin, something incredible occurred. Essie's eyes fluttered open. The gasp that swept through the crowd was deafening. Some people staggered back in shock, while others stood frozen in place. Essie, who had been declared dead only days earlier, slowly sat up and looked around, as if confused by the crowd surrounding her. Her eyes locked onto Clara's, and a small smile tugged at the corners of her lips. "I had the strangest dream," she murmured, her voice soft and raspy. The graveyard descended into chaos. People whispered about a miracle, while others muttered darkly about supernatural forces at play. But for Clara, none of that mattered. Her sister was alive. Essie, still weak, was helped out of the coffin and taken home. Over the next few days, doctors visited her, baffled by her sudden revival. There was no medical explanation for what had happened. Some theorized she had fallen into a coma, so deep that even trained physicians couldn't detect her life signs. Others speculated that it was an act of God. Essie herself didn't dwell on the mystery. She lived for 47 more years, outliving many of the people who had once mourned her. She became a local legend, her story passed down through generations. To this day, the town of Windford still talks about the woman who returned from the dead. Some say it was divine intervention, while others believe it was a medical fluke. But those who were there, the ones who saw Essie open her eyes, knew that what they had witnessed was something far more extraordinary. Essie didn't just escape death. She defied it.